Batman Nosferatu. For any of you who've seen my channel, you shouldn't be surprised that this is on the list and that it's so far up on the list. This movie would follow the traditional three-act structure, opening up in Metropolis right after the Superman's defeat of Lex Luthor. It would then transition to Bruce Wayneson and Dick Grayson working out as they are kind of competing for Barbara Gordson's hand in marriage. So anyways, they go to the cabinet of Dr. Arkham, and on the way they would hear people talking about the Superman and how he defeated Luthor and how great he is. So anyways, then they send out the Laughing Man, who then predicts that Dick Grayson is going to die. Later that night, the Laughing Man appears in Dick Grayson's apartment. They fight and he kills him, just like in the comic. The next day, Dr. Arkham he just pulls a few strings to have Bane framed for the murder of Dick Grayson, and eventually Bruce Wayneson actually talks to the Superman about doing something about this, and he just says, "I'll look into it." Days pass and nothing happens. So Bruce Wayneson he does his own investigation by suiting up like some kind of a ninja and breaking into Arkham Asylum. However, he is caught and thrown down into this, well, they probably even don't know where they're throwing him. Bruce Wayneson falls into the darkness and then lands into the land of the specters, which turns him into the Nosferatu, bringing Act 1 to a close. Okay, Act 2 would begin with the night skies of Metropolis. The Laughing Man, who had predicted that Barbara Gordson would die, is about to kill her, when suddenly, out of nowhere, appears the Nosferatu. And essentially we get the big fight between the Nosferatu and the Laughing Man. The two commence in a fight to the death all over Metropolis until the Nosferatu has the Laughing Man cornered and sends him falling to his death like in the comic. So anyways, after killing the Laughing Man and penetrating the secrets of Metropolis, the Nosferatu goes to essentially kill Dr. Arkham. They face off. The Superman arrives. He confronts the Nosferatu and gives him the typical "the law is the law" speech, even though tons of laws, even in this universe, have proven to be unfair. Then Dr. Arkham, who doesn't want to be locked away in his own, and this is where the first change that I would make in the movie would occur. The Superman of Earth 1927 is more or less a jerk, and he was not written very properly, as in Wonder Woman Blue Amazon, where they team up to fight Heaven. They're actually on good terms and are working like partners. I mean, it's just technically the Superman did break one of the laws of Metropolis, but for some reason he is never called out on it, or doesn't pay any consequence, or doesn't get any consequences to his actions. And I would change that here. By having it that the kryptonite laser that Dr. Arkham used on Superman actually knocked him out when it hit him square in the face. And when the Superman wakes up, he looks around and sees that the sun is up and both the Nosferatu and Dr. Arkham are gone. Act 3 begins with the dark skies of Metropolis, and in the land of the specters, the Nosferatu is warned that the Superman is coming for him. So the Superman arrives and delivers him that typical speech, "The law is the law, there is no darkness in my city," and the Nosferatu calls him out as a bigot. The Superman, some of the people who are locked up in Arkham, and would kind of bring up the fact, oh, if your way is so great, how come people like this guy was never helped or cured? And then he would throw in the fact that the Superman claims to be the master of Metropolis. The title that Luthor once held right before he died in his big fight with Superman. Nosferatu would then call the Superman out as a killer, saying, "You killed him, and the reality is you did it just to take his place, and you are as bad as Luthor was. He didn't care about the people of Metropolis, and deep down, neither do you. You only help them because they boost your pompous ego." And then he would tell him, "Your light cannot exist without my darkness. Now leave, or I'll make you leave." The fight would begin. The Nosferatu and the Superman would duke it out. At one point in the fight, the Nosferatu would call the Superman a madman, saying that he controls Arkham, and then the Superman would rebuttal, saying that Metropolis is a city of light and that there's no place for the Nosferatu in his city, kind of essentially acting like a jerk and a bigot. And if you want to throw metaphors into it, a racist as well. So anyways, the fight between the Superman and the Nosferatu brings them down into the land of the specters, in which the Superman finds out that the Nosferatu really does have a right to exist in Metropolis. But then the Nosferatu springs his trump card. That trump card being that the Nosferatu lured Lois into the Valley of the Specters and had converted her into this universe's version of Catwoman, and sicks her on the Superman like an attack dog. This actually breaks the Superman, allowing the Nosferatu to either knock him out or blast him unconscious with the kryptonite ray gun he stole from Dr. Arkham. So anyways, the film would end with a montage in which we see Bruce Wayne's son take over Arkham Asylum, and it becomes the cabinet of Dr. Wayne's son. We would actually see both Dr. Arkham and Clark Kent's son having been committed to Arkham Asylum, now as raving lunatics, and we would see Catwoman transformed back into Lois Lane and get on with her life. And that's where the movie would end. However, there would be a post-credit scene where the Amazons of Heaven from Wonder Woman Blue Amazon attack, and Nosferatu, or in this case Bruce Wayne's son, actually offers Clark Kent's son a deal